All right, good morning. Today is July 18th, 2019.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the show.
And we got a few items today for the digital marketing news, and we'll jump right into some smart speaker shopping stats.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be talking about the eMarketer study on smart speaker shopping and how that's going to keep growing. It's not something that's slowing down. It looks like they're expecting that 31 million people will shop and research on smart speakers this year, and that's up 31% from last year.
And then it looks like up into 2021, this increases to about 38 million people. So, mathematically, the pace seems to slow down at this point for obvious challenges, which we're going to talk about in a second. But the next stat that came out of this, which is pretty interesting, is that 21 million people will actually purchase in this year, which is up 32% as well. And that'll go up to about 26 million by 2021, according to the study.
And there's quite a few uses to it. It looks like the most popular, based on the ranking here, it looks like just ordering movies, TV shows, and stuff like that. I assume if you say I want to watch a TV show and there's a paid purchase there, it'll make it for you. But there are some other limitations, and I assume the biggest one is the visual aspect of things.
Definitely, it's easy to ask a quick question, but sometimes closing the deal requires a eyes-on thing. Something else this study seemed to expose was that a lot of people will fill a cart, but many fewer are willing to actually execute upon the cart. So again, it ties into our maybe just behavioral time it's going to take for us to get more comfortable with filling a cart, and not maybe having a visual eye on it.
Yeah, or finding a shortcut. Like, hey, I might want to buy this later on. Let me just voice search it,
throw it
into
in
my cart, and I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, and
that's pretty cool.
For obvious reasons, then all the smart speakers are now turning into having at least some sort of screen on them, probably to help seal the deal. So it's big news. Keeping an eye on that for you. Next, Google. This is big, actually. Google is going to expand app campaigns to include a lot of iOS web traffic. So previously, they weren't actually doing this. If you had an app campaign within Google Ads, you were not seen on mobile iOS traffic, and this is now the case. So they're rolling this out right now. So it's a pretty big deal. We got a chart up on screen. iOS having about half of all web browser traffic in the U.S. So if you are running these campaigns, you're almost certainly going to see a noticeable bump. Whether the performance is better or worse remains to be seen, but there will definitely be a lot more volume.
Yeah,
so
keep an eye out on bids and budgets for that there.
Definitely.
So next topic, we got Bing announcing some ad customizers. Pretty interesting. It's almost like a manual version of a dynamic search campaign. So pretty much you're able to customize the particular topic or insert in the ad copy. So like we have it displayed as product text, promo text, starting price, and target location, and all those will be dynamic depending on a feed that you set up for the audience.
There you go. So you can customize the pricing or the promo based on a location. Some of the other options I think for that were audience as well. So if you're targeting and you got a retargeting list for search, for example, that's targeting a certain audience on your site, you're going to be able to show them a certain message versus maybe another audience who can see a different message. So pretty cool feature. Again, Bing just coming along, launching new features at a rate that we have not seen before. So that's very, very cool.
And coming up next, we got the Google Shopping program. So they're expanding that program a lot. The most recent expansion is going to be the inclusion of images, customer images, in the reviews. So it's a pretty interesting approach there. It's almost like Wild West, Amazon Wild West type of.
And when I first heard this, I was immediately thinking, because Google's notorious for not monitoring reviews, at the local level, and we see a lot of crazy stuff as a result of that. But I was thinking initially that users were kind of writing these reviews right through Google somehow, and would they be monitored, and what sort of crazy stuff would we start to see? But it turns out that they're just unleashing this basically with specific review partners, and what those are. Yotpo, Power Reviews, Bizarre Voice, Influencer. I'm not familiar with that first one. But so basically a few partners they're going to leverage for the initial data, and typical with Google, they'll probably expand to their own eventually and just sort of leverage those in the beginning. So
Cool. So those are your updates today. And coming up, we're going to be covering the conferences that are upcoming. Looks like we got what coming up next? Digital Summit in Philadelphia, and then
got Affiliate Summit East in New York City, and that's beginning of August, and a couple other digital summits coming on later in August. You can get the full list of the most relevant places to go to conferences and keep on top of stuff on learndigitaladvertising.com. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe below if you care for this and want to see it again anytime in the future. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.